For the more than 15 million Jews around the world, antisemitism is a threat that is faced every day. In fact, statistics show hatred against Jews has steadily increased at an alarming rate over the last several years, with anti-Semitic incidents rising more than 300% in the US alone. What's happening in the world today is a problem that is not new to the Jewish community, but rather a continuation of the persecution it has endured for thousands of years. Yael Eckstein, President and Global CEO of the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, explains.
Anti-Semitism is as old as the Jewish people, from Haman to Amalek to the Nazis, and what we're seeing today is a new anti-Semitism, but it's the same thing, a hatred of the Jewish people for no reason. Israel being accused of genocide when in Gaza there's been a 2.2% increase in the population since October 7th. 7.5 million Jews in Israel, surrounded by over 400 million Arabs, and Israel is called the oppressors. It's a baseless hatred for the Jewish people that we've seen before, and we're seeing once again today.
Here in Israel, Yael and her organization work to fight the spread of anti-Semitism by connecting with Christians to help give them a better understanding of the persecution Jews face, while at the same time empowering them to stand for Israel. Started in 1983 by her father, Rabbi Yechiel Eckstein, today the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews works to build bridges between these two great faiths, while providing humanitarian care and life-saving aid to Jews around the world.
The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews exists so that Christians around the world can bless Israel and have a voice to say, we stand with you. We've seen throughout history that governments turn anti-Semitic, and it doesn't necessarily represent the people. That the fellowship is the voice of over 700 million Christians around the world who say, never again will we turn our back on the Jewish people. Never again will we abandon Israel. And that's what the fellowship gives over through life-saving food, through life-saving winter heating, through being part of biblical prophecy coming to fruition. We let the Jewish people know you're not alone.
From delivering on-the-ground life-saving care, food, and support to impoverished Jews and Holocaust survivors, to providing safety equipment to first responders, hospitals, and synagogues in high-risk areas, to helping Jews make aliyah by supporting them before and after they arrive in Israel. The fellowship has created hope for millions of people since it began.
The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews looks at the scriptures of how we can help, where we should be, and we see their work mandated to feed the hungry, to clothe the naked. So in 2024 alone, the fellowship distributed over 3 million meals to people across Israel through our soup kitchens alone. That's besides the tens of thousands of food boxes that we deliver. And we're there on the northern border of Israel, on the southern border of Israel, under rocket attack. One of our soup kitchens was even hit by a Hezbollah rocket, yet the next day we were distributing meals once again. And so we're here across Israel for anyone in need. And even in the former Soviet Union, when the Jewish people need basic needs in the freezing cold winters, we provide it to them. And when Jewish people who are persecuted across the world want to come home to Israel on aliyah, the fellowship is there to accommodate that.
The fellowship helped me 5 years ago to come to the country from Ukraine when I made aliyah. And then after March 1st, 2024, when I was injured in the army in Gaza, in the war, they helped me to move to a new apartment. I needed an accessible apartment, to buy furniture, and now they also help me with the work. This year I'm going to university. I also started to speak and to do advocacy around the world. I think it's one of the things that keeps me going, to come back to normal life, to have goals, to have dreams. And just wanted to say thank you to Fellowship, and I appreciate their help.
With the October 7th attacks in Israel still impacting countless Jews around the world, the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews understands its work is more needed than ever, and is not stopping in its efforts to raise awareness, promote understanding and cooperation, and most importantly, to provide help to people who have lost everything.
My name is Keith Isaacson. I'm the head of security for the Eshkol municipality. The Eshkol municipality is in charge of 32 communities on the Gaza border. The fellowship has been helping us for many years in the Gaza envelope, supplying us with fire equipment, medical equipment, and armored vehicles. On the 7th of October, the colonel asked me to come to the base immediately, and I drove the armored vehicle. On the way, I was ambushed twice. Luckily for me, because I was in that armored vehicle, my life was saved.
October 7th changed everything for Israel and the Jewish people, but it was the moment that the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews has been preparing for 40 years. Because of everything we've done throughout the years to help with security and basic needs for the people of Israel, on October 7th, the fellowship was able to be on the ground, distributing life-saving bulletproof vests and helmets to first responders, food to people who were released from the bomb shelters after 30 hours and being under attack. And every day since October 7th, the fellowship has been on the ground in Israel, identifying what are the needs now, how can we help, and doing that immediately without bureaucracy. At the same time, we see a rise of antisemitism, and so the fellowship is on the ground helping to fight antisemitism, to engage our millions of Christian friends around the world so that they can partner with us in standing for these godly values of sanctity of life and freedom that we both hold dear.
To find out more about the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews or to donate to the people of Israel, please visit ifcj.org.